Hello students. So let us continue with the chapter heredity and variations. We were discussing some basic concepts in molecular biology. So we'll continue with that. Today we will discuss about meiosis. What is meiosis? Students, it is very important for you to understand what is meiosis, not in detail, but the summary of meiosis I will give you, so that next chapter monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross in heredity and variation come easier for you. Otherwise you will not understand the cross. That is why I am explaining you some of the basic terms in molecular biology. As I told you earlier, mitosis, it is a division of body cells. Here the body cells divide, one body cell divide into two cells, and in both the cells the number of chromosomes is 46. That is, it has a diploid dose of chromosomes. Okay. What is meiosis? Meiosis, it takes place in the germ cells or the diploid germ cells present in the reproductive organs. These diploid germ cells, they divide, they undergo division 2 times, and they produce 4 cells, and these 4 cells have half the number of chromosomes, and these 4 cells having half the number of chromosomes, that is 23 chromosomes, are called as gametes. In case of males, they are called as sperms, and in case of females, they are called as ova. And the germ cells present in the reproductive organs of males, that is the testes, undergo division, undergo meiosis, and in the females, in the ovary, the germ cells present in the ovary undergoes meiosis to produce ova. Okay, so meiosis is a special type of cell division in sexually reproducing organisms used to produce the gametes such as sperm or egg cells. It involves 2 rounds of division that ultimately results in 4 cells with only 1 copy of each chromosome. 1 copy of each chromosome means what? There are 46 chromosomes, so 23 chromosomes. Okay. I will tell you what is meiosis, but before that I would like to explain you what is crossing over. Students, crossing over is the exchange of genetic material between the maternal and the paternal chromosomes. Now it is very easy. Now you just see this picture of crossing over. Here you can see homologous pair. First picture you see where it's written homologous pair. Now this is the homologous pair of chromosome. Only one pair is this, and I have told you just before the division what happens. The 46 chromosomes, they pair in 20, they come and lie in the center of the cell in 23 pairs. Okay, and in each pair there are homologous chromosomes. So if there are 23 pairs, there are 23 pairs of homologous chromosomes. So let us say this, we will consider only one pair, and in each pair of chromosome, in each pair of homologous chromosome, one chromosome is maternal and another chromosome is paternal. Now we will take the case of this homologous pair. You can see in the picture it's written homologous pair. Now let us say this blue chromosome is maternal and purple chromosome is paternal. Okay, blue is maternal and purple is maternal. Now they are homologous. You can see here on first position capital A and small a is written, and below capital B and small b is written. Okay, now they are homologous. What does it shows? It shows that the genes, the genes controlling a particular trait is located at the same position. For example, A, here capital A is written in maternal chromosome and small a is written in paternal chromosome. Means both the genes control the same character. Let us say they control the color of the hair. Now you can see below B is written, capital B is written in maternal chromosome and small b is written in paternal chromosome. So they will control the same character, and the genes controlling the same character is located at the same position in the chromosome in homologous pair. Now let us say they control the eye color. Okay. Now here the genes controlling the same character will be located at the same position in the homologous chromosome, but they may not be similar. For example, capital A and small a, they are controlling the hair color, but the hair color can be of different types. It can be black, it can be golden, it can be brown. Okay, and same way the gene controlling the capital B and the small b are the genes controlling the eye color, which is located at the same position in the homologous chromosome, but eye color can be blue, it can be black, it can be brown. Okay, so these genes may not be similar, but the trait is similar, the character is similar. And I also told you that the chromosome consists of two chromatids, because before pairing the DNA undergoes replication. So in the maternal chromosome, that is denoted by blue color, these are the two chromatids, and the two chromatids are the sister chromatids, which are exactly similar to each other. So you will see that in one of the chromatid of maternal chromosome, that is denoted by the blue color, capital A and capital B is written. So the another chromatid which is inside another blue chromatid, okay, or another maternal chromatid which is shown by the blue color, which is located on the inner side, will also have the same genes, that is capital A and capital B. Same thing will happen in the paternal chromosome also, that is the chromosome which is shown by violet color. Here the chromosome which is present on the the chromatid which is present on the outer side, that is denoted by it has two genes which is denoted by small a and small b. So the chromatid which is located on the inner side, chromatid of paternal chromosome which is located on the inner side, will also have the same genes, that is small a and small b. Now students, what is crossing over? These chromosomes of the homologous pair, they lie very close to each other. Okay, so what happens, sometimes the chromatids which are situated or which are present on the inner side, okay, just remember, which are located on the inner side, they fuse with each other. As you can see in the second picture where crossing over is written, they fuse with each other and exchange of genes takes place. Exchange of genes is what? Gene is what? It is DNA, functional DNA. So what happens? The exchange of DNA takes place. Means the mother's DNA will go to the father and the father will go to the mother. Okay. But the position occupied by the genes will remain same. Means the gene controlling the particular character, that position will remain the same. It will not happen that the A gene will cross over with the B gene. Not like that. Okay. So so the exchange of maternal and the paternal chromosomes takes place, and you can see in the third picture where gametes is written, after crossing over, the maternal chromosome which was having capital B was controlling the eye color. Now here this place is occupied by small b, and in paternal chromosome the small b position is occupied by capital B. So this is called as crossing over. And you will also notice the chromosome which are located on the chromatids which are located on the outer side. For example, if you take the case of maternal chromosome, you see in gametes where if you take the case of maternal chromosome, the chromosome which is located on the outer side will have both capital A and capital B, but which is located on the inner side will now have capital A and small b. Same will happen with the paternal chromosome also. The chromatid which is located on the outer side will have small a and small b, but where the chromatid in which the crossing over has taken place will have small a and capital B. So the chromatids which are located on the outer sides will be pure. They will have the same genes. Okay. Now I will tell you what is meiosis. Just see this slide, students. You can see your slide, or you can also see the picture. Here two stages are given. One is represented by capital WT, and in one ALPS1 is written. So you just consider the stage which is shown by capital WT. Don't consider the other one. Okay, now and you no need to remember different stages like metaphase, telophase, metaphase 2, telophase 2. No need to remember all these things. Okay, I will just in a short I will tell you what is meiosis, because this is not required in class 10, but I am explaining you meiosis so that heredity and variation becomes easier for you. In detail about meiosis and different stages you will study in class 11th, not now. Now here you will see this is the cell in WT. First picture you see, this is the cell. Okay, and what is these lines? These are actually the spindles for you. No need to know what all these things are. Okay, just whatever I am telling you, understand that much. That much is enough for you. Now this is the, you can see this is the homologous pair. In first picture where W2 is written, this is the homologous pair. One is paternal chromosome and one is maternal chromosome, and here only one pair is shown. Like this there are actually 23 pairs, but I will show you one pair only. 23 pairs if I show, then you will be totally confused. That you will study in your higher classes, not in class 10th. So in this homologous pair, let us say the dark blue is the paternal chromosome and the light blue is the maternal chromosome. Okay, now as you know that both the chromosomes will have two chromatids. The chromatids are sister chromatids and they will have the same type of genes. So these chromosomes, they pair up and they align themselves in the center of the cell. Now here what will happen? I told you there will be two divisions. Now in first division of the cell, what will happen? These chromosomes, they will go at the opposite ends of the cell. As you can see, blue chromosome, which is the paternal chromosome, will go at one end, and the maternal chromosome, which is shown by light blue, will go at the other end. You can see this in second picture under WT, that first stage. So you will see they will go at the opposite ends. But before moving to the opposite ends, crossing over can take place. Okay, so the crossing over will take place in the chromatids which are located in the inner side. The chromatid of maternal chromosome, that is shown by dark blue, and chromatid of paternal chromosome, that is shown by light blue. So crossing over can take place, and you will see in the second picture that these chromosomes, that is the maternal chromosome, will move at one end and the paternal chromosome will move at the other end. You will also see that there are two chromatids. In maternal chromosome there are two chromatids, in paternal chromosome also there are two chromatids, and out of two chromatids in maternal as well as in paternal chromosome, one chromatid is pure, means in one chromatid no crossing over has taken place. You can see in maternal chromosome, which is shown by dark blue color, one chromatid is totally dark blue. Here no crossing over has taken place, but in one chromatid it is dark blue and it is light blue in color. So that is the chromatid which is situated on the inner side, and here the crossing over has taken place. Okay, I hope it is clear to everyone. So they will move at the opposite ends. Now this, after moving at the opposite end, the cell will divide. Okay, and this is the first division. Now you will just see third picture. Now in the third picture you will see this chromosome. Okay, the chromosome which has moved at the opposite ends, they will come and lie in the center, and here now these chromatids will move at the opposite ends. Understood or no? You can see in metaphase 2. Okay, no need to remember. You will see the chromatids will separate and they will lie at the opposite ends. And actually what is chromatid? Chromatid is nothing but it is the DNA only, identical DNA. Okay, so they will move at the opposite ends. And now second division will take place and cell will divide into 4 parts. And after that the cytoplasm will divide and 4 cells will be formed. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. First the chromosomes will move, then the chromatids of the chromosomes will move. And then the cytoplasm will divide and 4 cells will be formed. Now, if we consider that this is a male germ cell, let us say, I told you that the division takes place in the diploid germ cell present in the reproductive organ. Now let us say this is the male, and here this division has taken place in the germ cell present in the testes, and that germ cell is diploid. It will have 23 pairs of chromosomes. After division, after meiosis, 4 cells will be formed. As you can see where cytokinesis is written, 4 cells will be formed, and these 4 cells are what? These 4 cells are gametes or the sperms. And you will see that in these 4 cells or in these 4 gametes or sperms, now the number of chromosomes is reduced. You will see initially there were 1 pair of chromosomes, there were 2 chromosomes, but now in cytokinesis you see the chromosome will be 1. There is only 1 chromosome. So if in the diploid cell if there are 46 chromosomes, then in the sperm which is formed after meiosis, the chromosome will be 23. Okay, now that is okay, but out of 4 cells or 4 gametes or 4 sperms which are formed, all the 4 sperms will have what? Chromosomes. Okay, half the number of chromosomes. Out of 4 sperms, 2 sperms will have the chromosome which is totally pure. As you can see, the 2 sperms, you see under cytokinesis, in 2 cells or 2 gametes, one has a pure dark blue chromosome, one has a pure dark light blue chromosome, because here the crossing over has not taken place, and other 2 are recombinants. Recombinants means here the crossing over has taken place. So there will be 4 sperms which will have half the number of chromosomes, but the chromosomes genetically will be different. All the chromosomes of 4 cells will not be similar. Okay, so this we are talking about 1 pair. There are 23 pairs, so there are so many chances of the formation of recombinants. Okay, now this is the male parent. Okay, these are the 4 cells. Same thing will happen in the female parent also. Okay, females also same thing will happen. The germ cells of the ovary, which is diploid, will undergo meiosis. It will form 4 cells, and these 4 cells are the 4 gametes or the ova, and out of 4 ova will be formed which will have 23 chromosomes. Out of 4 ova, 2 will be totally pure and 2 will be recombinants. Now students, we know that during fertilization many sperms enter in the uterus, but only 1 sperm is able to fertilize 1 ova, and no one knows which sperm will fertilize which ova, and no one knows the genetic combination or the genetic constitution of the chromosome. Okay, so any sperm can go and any sperm can fertilize ova, and the genetic, that the chromosome, the presence or the type of gene is not known. So there are many possibilities. So all those possibilities we study in heredity and variation. Okay, so here, like you can see in cytokinesis, 4 sperms are formed, or 4 gametes are formed rather, I would like to say, and 4 gametes will be formed in the female also. Now out of these 4 gametes which have different genetic combination in the chromosome, and 4 gametes of female, or 4 female gametes, or 4 ovas which will also have a different genetic combination, we don't know which one will go and fuse with which one. So in heredity and variation we'll discuss all the possibilities, like if sperm 1, or if male gamete 1 will fuse with female gamete 1, this will happen. If it fuses with female gamete 2, this will be the possibility, this will be the possibility. Okay, so all these we discuss in heredity and variations. Now here in meiosis, you know that the gametes are formed. Okay, now just see the another slide where meiosis plus fertilization is equal to sexual reproduction is written. Just see this slide. I told you that these are the 4 possibilities. These are the 4 gametes which is formed in male parent, and similarly 4 gametes will be formed in females also. Okay, now here what will happen, students, as you can see in this picture, that 4 gametes are formed. Let us say these are the sperms. Okay, now you can see in the last where it is written gametes of organism 1. So these are the 4 gametes. Similarly, gametes of organism 2. Similarly, the gametes of organism 2 is also formed. What will happen? This gamete of organism 1 will fuse with the gamete of organism 2. Now which one will fuse, that we don't know. That are different types of possibilities which we will study in heredity and variation. But now gamete of male parent or sperms of male are 23 in number, and the ova of female are also 23 in number. During fertilization, sperm and ova, they fuse. So 23 chromosome of sperm and 23 chromosome of ova, they come together. Sperm and ova, they fuse and they form 2 cell structure which is called as zygote. Now in the zygote, 23 chromosomes of sperm and 23 chromosomes of ova will come. So in the zygote, again the diploid dose will be restored. Again there will be 46 chromosomes. This zygote will divide, it will be redivide, and it will form a small structure called as embryo, which will grow up into a new offspring. And now this new offspring, all the cells will be diploid or no? Because if initially the sperm and the ova, they fuse to form 2 cell structure zygote, and in the zygote there were 46 chromosomes. So this zygote will divide, redivide, and it will form a cluster of cells, a mass of cells, and in all those mass of cells there will be 46 chromosomes. Slowly these cells will differentiate into tissues, it will form organs, and it will form a embryo, a small baby embryo which is implanted in the uterus. And this small baby embryo will have the cells which will have 46 chromosomes now, and out of 46 chromosomes, 23 will be mother's chromosome and 23 will be father's chromosomes, but it will have different genetic combinations in the chromosomes. Okay, so in heredity and variation, we will study the possibilities of chromosomes which will go in the offspring. For if sperm 1 has fused, or if gamete 1 has fused, gamete 1 can fuse with gamete 1 of female also, gamete 2 of female also, 3 of female also, 4 of female. If it happens, these are the possibilities of the formation of zygote. Gamete 2 of male can fuse with gamete 1 of female, gamete 2 of female, gamete 3 and gamete of 4 of female. Then these are the possibilities of formation of offspring. So we will study all these things, the possibilities in heredity and variation. And in the humans, the sperms go and fertilize the ova, and if the fertilization takes place, then the zygote is formed which gets implanted in the uterus. And if the fertilization does not take place, then that lining of the uterus along with the ova and the arteries and the veins rupture along with the blood, it is released after every 28 days in the form of menstruation. But if fertilization takes place, then the zygote gets implanted in the uterus. Students, please go through chapter 8. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Here also, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, thank you, students.